This is Blairgowrie, the beginning of the Cateran Trail. So good morning, we are in Blairgowrie. This is middle of October and we're about to start the Cateran Trail, which is a 65-mile route running from Blairgowrie round to Kirkmichael. We're then going on to Spittal of Glen Shee, round to Glen Isla, back to Aelith, and then going a loop back to Blairgowrie in about 5 days. We don't know where we're going to be sleeping. In fact, we don't know where we're going to be sleeping any of the nights. We've never done this trail and it's hard to do any research on it. The temperature this morning is rather chilly, with forecasts coming down from the north for snow on the high ground, so we don't know whether we're going to experience snow. But we've got blue skies today, so we've got fingers crossed it's going to be a beautiful day. First day walking. We're around about 15 miles, John, yeah? About 15 miles, and we'll be back here on Wednesday. So join us for this little mini adventure. This is the start of the Cateran Trail. We're just leaving Blairgowrie now, walking along the side of the river, whatever it is. We'll find that out. I'll put it in the
Ericht or something like that.
River Ericht, I think. Why the Cateran Trail? Well, it's one of the few trails that you can walk that goes in a loop in Scotland. Is it popular? It doesn't appear to be. We tried to do a bit of research on YouTube about it, but yeah, unlike the West Highland Way, which is definitely set up for hikers and campers, there are, from what we can see, no campsites along the trail. We don't know about the water sources yet, because again, very few people have seemed to do this. But we're going to take you along on the journey, let you see where to get water, where to camp, if we can find somewhere to camp. It's going to be an adventure in that sense. And hopefully give you a bit more of an insight into this wee trail as we go along. So join us along on day one. So as you head out of Blairgowrie along the River Ericht, there's some really cool old mill buildings, which one across the road has been turned into apartments, but there's one there that is absolutely crying out to be turned into, I don't know, Airbnb, something like that. But yeah, beautiful wee building right next to the river. So yeah, it's still got all the old mill workings at the back, although the wood's all rotting away. so we're heading off towards Bridge of Cally now, which we should do there in about 6 miles. So big red field in the middle of the valley down there, the other side of the river. I'm guessing it must be a field of poppies. So yeah, poppy season is here.
I reckon it's opium farmers. Dodgy.
Only in Perth. So yeah, it looks like the Bridge of Cally.
Still 6 miles.
It's still 6 miles away. We've walked about a mile since the first side that said Bridge of Cally 6 miles. And yeah, we're still 6 miles to go. So we're going to head up the hill and hopefully this 6 miles doesn't become into another 6 miles. So first obstacle, when you get to this parking place, it suggests that you're going to go around the side of these buildings, but it's blocked off. So you need to come down off the road here and onto this little path, which I'll let you see in a wee second. It's not brilliant, but you know, this is the way we're going. So that's been the first test of the trail. We've come down towards I think it's a packing farm, and it does say no access beyond this point, follow the way markers. I don't know whether they've covered the way markers in skips and stuff, so you'll not be able to see it, but you need to cut down into the field and then head along. So yeah, that's been our first wee test of the day, but we're still en route and following the way markers for the Cateran Trail. But so far we're hitting way markers every couple of 100 yards, which seems a wee bit overkill to me, but you know what? It's keeping us right at the minute. I don't know if the rest of the trail is going to be the same, but at the minute, yeah, we can't argue with the way markers. They're very much keeping us right, so yeah, well done Cateran Trail. Right, so we're going through our first field of very long-horned Highland cattle. I've got the walking poles out. To say I'm nervous is an understatement, because they've got their young calves in the field beside them. They're all having a good look at us. We're just going to keep a wide berth from them, I think. Here they are in the background. Hold it up a wee bit. And yeah, we'll stay well clear. So we've safely negotiated the fields of cows. I'm not normally scared of Highland cows, but they're in their field with their young calves, which makes them that little bit more protective. Anyway, right in that big field of Highland cows, there's a fork in the path, and you can head off to Kirkmichael along that path, or you can head down to the Bridge of Cally. Now, the GPX route we're following, which seems to be the Cateran Trail, takes you down to the Bridge of Cally. So we're wanting lunch. So avoid the Kirkmichael turn off at that point and just keep going straight ahead and down to the Bridge of Cally, unless you don't want lunch, in which case, go the other way, make your own mind up. So at the minute we're heading across Cateran Moor, and it's a big straight path straight across the middle of the moor, and we're heading off in that direction straight down to Bridge of Cally, where we're going to be stopping for lunch. It's quite exposed out here, quite windy, but my goodness, we have been so lucky with this weather today. Last weekend Scotland saw some of the wettest weather I've ever experienced. We were supposed to be staying in Benglass Farm on the West Highland Way, and yeah, they were completely washed out. I hope everyone over there was okay, but we had a hiker hut booked, and we got a phone call on Saturday morning to say, if you haven't left already, please don't come, because the front of the farm was 3 foot underwater. So yeah, we shout out to all the folk at Benglass Farm. I hope everyone was all right, and that nothing was damaged. Anyway, yeah, we'll continue over this wee moor. I'm going to have to watch my footing here because it's looking a bit damp. And we'll see you down at Bridge of Cally. So we've just stopped for lunch at Bridge of Cally. It's taken about 4.5 hours to get here. This is roughly the halfway point between here and Kirkmichael. We've had a lovely soup and a sandwich, and of course the obligatory lager shandy. So yeah, we've got another 7 miles to do up to Kirkmichael, and we're aiming to be up there for just after 5 o'clock. So yeah, we'll show you a bit more of the trail as we head along towards Kirkmichael. Right.
Food was good, but yeah, they're asking a bit of a high price for what you're getting. It's a wee bit cheeky, but
So
it was alright.
What was it in total?
I think in total we were about 38 quid or something.
38 quid for soup and a sandwich and a couple of pints. Right, that's...
Captive audience though and all that, so yeah, it's we might not stop there on the way back.
That's what they call daylight robbery.
Something
Okay,
like
so,
that.
Yeah, if you don't mind spending that kind of money, then pop in at the Bridge of Cally.
I don't, but
Well, anyway.
he's stingy.
The first wee bit, when you come out of Bridge of Cally, you're onto these kind of forestry tracks. We're hoping they continue on for a good way along and into Kirkmichael, but who knows? Who knows? We'll need to wait and see. Yeah, the clouds are starting to come over, and we're hoping it's not snow that's been dumped on the top of the hills, but it looks like it might well be. We're actually, fingers crossed, hoping that tomorrow morning we'll wake up to a small smattering of snow on the ground in the tents. That would be pretty cool. Wee winter wonderland. So yeah, we're going to be camping about a mile short of Kirkmichael, in the woods just before there, and then we're going to see how we feel, whether we want to walk on to Kirkmichael and go in and get something to eat in the hotel there, or whether we're just going to have something to eat at the campsite, get our heads down early and make an early start tomorrow morning. Right, we'll show you a bit more when we get further on. So we've watched a few videos and quite a few people were sent off on a diversion to the left, which does take you around the back of these woods ahead of us and brings you eventually down to the same path, due to fallen trees or something. So there's a sign here, we'll have a look at it, but I'm thinking we might just go for it and head down the right path, which is the actual Cateran Trail. It looks pretty clear. Although there's the Cateran Trail diversion, is that way. But the actual Cateran Trail is in this direction. It's a conflict. The thing is, you know, some of the diversion signs we've seen are pretty old looking, and to be honest, this is the straighter path, but it's one of these ones, do we want to walk all the way down here only to discover that we need to turn around and walk back up the hill?
I'll climb over the tree, I'll be fine.
Right, we're going to go for it. We're heading down this way. You know, we should have listened to the diversion. So we've walked down the path for a good 400 or 500 metres. John's just going on a wee recce. But yeah, there are a lot of trees over this path. I'll just turn you around and let you see. So yeah, I think if you wanted, you could probably, John's ducked underneath there and is going to have a look, see if we can get through. But we've got big backpacks on. Let's have a look through here and see if is there another route we could get round. Yeah, there's a lot of trees over the path here. So yeah, if you are coming to do this, the diversion's there for a good reason. Don't do what we did listen to the Forestry Commission, they'll tell you right. Okay, anyway, lesson learned. Well, we walked back up to where the diversion told us to turn left and we turned right. We might as well use this time constructively to talk to you about a wee bit of kit that I was asked about on my West Highland Way videos, which was the chest rig. Now, I mainly use that for the electronic side of stuff. Obviously, I've got the action camera, we've got the drone in the back, so the drone controller, the battery packs for charging everything, batteries and all the cables and everything else, they all go in this chest rig, and it saves you having to carry them in the main part of your rucksack. Just relieves a bit of space and means if you need to use them as you're travelling along, they're there and they're handy. I found it to be an absolutely fantastic bit of kit. I used to use a bum bag, or for the American viewers, a fanny pack. Fanny's got a very different meaning if you come to Scotland. But I just found it kind of dug in round about where the waist belt was. This has kind of relieved that pressure off my waist and gives me that access right on my chest here. So yeah, the Archeon Osprey chest rig is what I'm using. So because we're on a diversion at the minute, we now need to go back down the hill and onto the main track that runs along the bottom of the woods we've been walking along to the left of. Now, I had seen in somebody else's video that this is quite a steep path. I'm going to let you see it. I'm thinking it's going to need to have walking poles out, and we can already see there's a downed tree over our path down here, so we'll spin you around and maybe film a little bit as we go down this rather steep looking path. So this is the diversion sign that you'll see, and we're heading down here through the woods. You can see that trees over the path and down to join back on with the Cateran Trail. Will we make it to the bottom? We'll speak to you again when we get down there. So we've spent most of this afternoon, after finishing our lunch at Blairgowrie, walking along in the shady side of the glen. The other side we've been looking at very longingly at the sunshine over there. I'm sure it's a lot warmer. We've had to put the jackets on. We had a wee rain shower just there, but actually, can I be honest, being in the shade at this time of day, it's starting to get a bit cold. But aye, the other side of the glen looks lovely. There you go. So yeah, that's what we could have had if we were on the correct side of the glen. But anyway, so we're not far to go now. We reckon we've got about 5k to go. We'll get the tent set up and then consider whether we want to walk into Kirkmichael to get dinner, or whether we're just going to have dinner at camp. But yeah, we're now out of all the diversions, I think, and back on the Cateran Trail proper, heading along in the right direction. One thing I would say for this trail, we have seen more deer on the Cateran Trail than we saw on the whole West Highland Way. We saw no deer on the West Highland Way. And now we're just passing, I don't know, it must be a herd of about 20 of them down the field here. Look. I don't know if you'll pick that up on the camera, but yeah. We've seen loads of herds of deer. We've got one up the hill that's making a horrendous noise. I'm guessing it must be a big stag doing the old bellowing. I'm hoping that's nowhere near my tent in the middle of the night, because that'll give me total Blair Witch vibes. But anyway, we're not far from where we need to be. The shadows on the other side of the hill are getting very long. It's now about 20 past 5, is it, John? About 20 past 5, with sunset due to be in 55 minutes. So we need to find somewhere soon and get our tents pitched and settle down for an early night. Right, I'll let you see where we've stopped when we get to where we've stopped. We still don't know where we're going to be. Right, speak to you soon. Well, that's the end of day one of the Cateran Trail. We've managed to get a little camp spot down in the woods just off the trail, about 1 mile short of Kirkmichael. So we've had our dinner. The sun has well and truly gone down. It's now about 1 degree, they're saying, with snow forecast for overnight. So this is going to be more than just a little bit of an adventure. Camped out in the snow once in Glencoe. This will be the second time. We'll see what temperatures it gets to tonight. Anyway, we'll see you in the morning. Night night.